I'm Akash, and welcome to my YouTube channel. The French language has a great influence on English, as 30% of the English vocabulary came directly from French, specifically after the Norman conquest of England in 1066. So, there are many French phrases that we use in our daily English usage, and most of us don't know that they are from French. After watching this video, you can easily recognize these phrases next time when you come across them. Comment down below how many of these French phrases you've known. Now, let's take a look at the phrases you never knew came from French. We begin with Onroute, which literally means en route or en route. And this means on the way. So if the presidential car was en route back to Washington, D.C., well, that means it's on the way to the White House. So that is what en route means. So let's take a look at Grand Prix. Now, you're gonna see this a lot, and you probably already know what this means if you say watch Formula 1, because this is used for sporting events like auto racing. So in car racing, the most common Grand Prix term is there, and that is for a top grand prize. That's what it means in French, grand prize. And this is actually used as the names for the races whose titles are the Grand Prix. Now, this is a bit like the naming of the FIFA World Cup, because the trophy is, well, a World Cup. And this is the same thing. The Formula 1 Grand Prix trophy is the Grand Prix, the grand prize. So that is what the Grand Prix is. Let's take a look at our next one. Hors d'oeuvre. Now, hors d'oeuvre literally means outside of work. Or you can say it can also mean something like before the main thing. And by main thing, I'm kind of simplifying here. The term oeuvre is usually used to describe a sort of gallery of every single thing someone has ever done, the lifetime work of someone. And in the case of restaurants, oeuvre is used to basically talk about the menu. So the menu can be called the oeuvre, or sort of gallery of what's there to be offered. And so hors d'oeuvre would mean outside of the menu or before the menu. And this is why this term is used for an appetizer before the actual meal. So hors d'oeuvre before the main meal or before the main course. And that's gonna be the appetizer. That is why hors d'oeuvre means appetizer. Let's take a look at our next one, which is par excellence. And you can kind of tell what it means. For excellence, the best out of all. Simply excellent. That is what par excellence is. The best. Let's take a look at our next one, which is vis-a-vis. Well, vis-a-vis, or maybe you might hear it as vis-a-vis. And this basically means face to face. Well, vis is the French word for face, and basically this is like in regards to. So vis-a-vis is face to face, but mostly means in regards to, and then whatever you want to talk about. So that's what vis-a-vis is. So let's take a look at detour. Now, you've probably seen detour being written down as one word, but did you know that detour was originally two words? Detour. This is actually French, and the French way to pronounce this would have been detour, but to be honest, we all pronounce it detour now. So a detour, and originally detour, would be off the tour. So no wonder that a detour is a temporary diversion from the original course. It can also be used to classify a roundabout. So that is what a detour is. And the most important thing is that this word was originally two separate words mixed together, detour, and became. And that's why nowadays it's spelled like one. But back then, it wasn't. Our next one is Torsades de Pointe, or torsades de pointes. Now this literally means twistings of peaks. This is usually meant to describe an abnormal heart rhythm that leads to sudden death. In medical language, this is the prolongation of the QT interval. Torsades de pointes indicates that there is an abnormal heart rhythm that could very well lead to sudden death. So it has to be treated very, very, very quickly. And that is what torsades de pointes is. Our next one is Jammevu, and Jammevu is the feeling that you have never seen or experienced something like that before, even if you already have. So let's take a look at our second to last one, which is au pair. And au pair is basically a young female who works as a nanny in exchange for accommodation. So this is the sort of thing that au pair would be. And finally, our last French phrase is force majeure, which is the term for an unexpected superior force from above. And by this, it usually means like an earthquake or a tsunami or something that we cannot control. And this is something that would prevent, say, fulfilling a contract. So basically, a force majeure is something that has gone in and become totally unexpected. You can't change it. Something is going to happen and that prevents anything from happening. That is what a force majeure is. Those are all of the English phrases that you never knew were actually from French. Thanks so much for watching. Love you, Akash.